Hello there, Lunar Squadron, and welcome back to the channel. Now, when it comes to Star Wars games, news is pretty hard to come by. That's why when we received this article from Bespin Bulletin last week, it was a breath of fresh air. Now, up to this point, we have already covered all things LEGO Star Wars within the article. So in this video, we're going to be talking about all things Jedi Fallen Order 2. We are going to give you our thoughts on the news within the article and talk about all of the reported big changes coming to the franchise when this game releases. Now, before we do all of this, Andreas, I believe we have a brief message, don't we?
That's right, Nick. We do. In a moment, you and I are going to share our thoughts about this new article, but I just wanted to give our Trandoshan Lizard Bosk the opportunity to share his opinion on this article. Bosk, what did you make of the article? Are you excited for Jedi Fallen Order 2 and all we have to look forward to?
The bounty is accepted. You are my prey.
Thanks, Bosk. I don't know what that has to do with what I just asked you, but we're glad to have you here. Anyway, let's get into this video right after this.
This is Lunar Squadron standing by. We are ready to make the jump to hyperspace. On my mark, Lunar Squadron.
Alright, so if you guys have been in the loop with the channel, you would have seen that we kind of did a deep dive onto the LEGO Star Wars portion of this article. The article that we were referring to is a Bespin Bulletin article. The title is What I've Heard About the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order sequel and LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. This video is all about Jedi Fallen Order and the leaks and sort of whispering surrounding this game. It seems to check out.
It's an older code, sir, but it checks out. I was about to clear them.
But we'll kind of evaluate that as we get on with it. If you guys wanted to read the article for yourself, you are welcome to. The link is going to be down below in the description. But let's just crack on through this thing. Nick, what did you make of this article?
You know, it was really surprising to get, but it was really nice to get because we have already seen that Jedi Fallen Order's sequel has already sort of been proxy confirmed by the developers talking about it on Twitter. We covered that in a previous video a few months ago. But to actually see an article from a pretty high ranking insider leaker when it comes to Star Wars is really nice to see. Now, I think the paragraph that I really honed in on in this article about Jedi Fallen Order is the one that talks about their intentions when it comes to announcing this game officially. Now, according to this article, multiple sources have told him that they intend to release or to reveal the sequel to Fallen Order at Star Wars Celebration in 2022. Now, this is very interesting for a couple different reasons, just because there's kind of a lot of mystery when it comes to Star Wars Celebration right now. As we saw earlier in January, E3 has already canceled their in-person event for June, and a lot of people are wondering, us included, will Star Wars Celebration be the next event to also cancel? Will they cancel once again because they've already shown the willingness to do that in the past? And another reason I'm really worried about them canceling is the fact that we just haven't really heard any news. If you remember, Andreas, leading up to Star Wars Celebration in Chicago, there was a lot of news, there was a lot of stuff to know, the whole ticket exchange system was set up, and that just hasn't happened when it comes to Celebration 2022. So if EA and Respawn truly do intend on releasing any sort of update for this game at Celebration, what does that mean if that event gets canceled or is postponed? Will they still go ahead with a May reveal like they plan? Will May the 4th be what they target? So I guess that is one thing that was really interesting to me is what are their plans in the event, with very likely event that Star Wars Celebration does not go down?
Yeah, and I mean, I think if we had to guess here, just from the outside looking in, it seems like both Respawn as well as the folks behind setting up Star Wars Celebration are probably doing the same thing right now. They're probably, playing things out, seeing how this whole pandemic pans out over the next few months before, committing to a date. If I were putting together Star Wars Celebration, I definitely would leave all of those things that you were mentioning, putting tickets together, putting, all of that infrastructure together beforehand to the last second, just in the event that if things go south, you don't have to deal with the refunds and the hassle that comes along with postponing or canceling another event. As you guys, I don't know if everybody knows this, but Star Wars Celebration 2022, which is going to be in Anaheim, is currently on calendar for May 26th to 29th. That is approximately, 3 months out from now. So they've got to get moving on this stuff soon. I would expect us to see whether or not this thing is going to happen in the next couple of months. Surely in the next couple of months. You can't just string this thing together last second. Although Star Wars fans are of the variety of people that if you told them there is a big Star Wars party going on, in Anaheim, they will show up no matter what. So, to answer your question, do I think this game is going to release something, around that time, whether or not there is going to be a Star Wars Celebration? Honestly, it depends. If Star Wars Celebration is going to get kicked down the line maybe a couple months, I think that makes sense for this game because it looks like the game developers themselves, just from reading this article, were hopeful that they could make, the end of 2022 work, but it looks like COVID might push things into 2023. And if that's the case, then they might want to wait that extra bit to have that platform to really do a strong launch with their game. However, there's give or take with that, right, Nick? As this article mentions, games, particularly Star Wars games, for the longest time have paired their launches with the launch of a Star Wars series. And as you guys know, Mandalorian Season 3 is rumored to be releasing around that late 2022 mark. And so pairing the release of this game with the release of that show is a thing that they may lose out on if they go ahead and defer to Star Wars Celebration, which might be delayed or canceled.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like they have a plan. Later on down in the article, he talks about how they may even go for a May 4th reveal and then a full trailer down at Celebration. So it definitely sounds like EA and Respawn have really thought this through and have a plan for how they want to go about revealing this game to the world. Now, I will say, I wasn't aware that this game was this far in advanced stages when it comes to development, where he mentions that they are targeting a late 2022 release. I honestly was not expecting to even hear that. For the longest time, I think we've even mentioned this in a previous video, Andreas, we've always kind of expected this game in that 2023 timeframe. So to see that they were targeting a late 2022, early 2023 would be a bad news kind of thing for them is really promising to see with this game, assuming things are going well and EA is not doing a classic EA and just trying to rush things out. So hopefully they're taking their time when it comes to this game and that it's not something they're trying to rush. If this game is truly done in 2022, that would be fantastic because it would be great to get our hands on a new Star Wars game and potentially 2 new Star Wars games in the same year if LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga actually comes through this time. That would be really, really awesome. Now, the last thing I want to talk about in this article, Andreas, is the big changes that are coming to this franchise. And what I mean by that is the name. Now, up to this point, we have always referred to this sequel as Jedi Fallen Order 2. It has always been Fallen Order 2. However, that does not seem to be the case, does it, Andreas? We're not going to be talking Fallen Order 2. We're going to be talking something apparently completely different.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that I was actually curious about just from looking at the format of the title of Jedi Fallen Order. As you guys know, it is Jedi Fallen Order, which implies that the series name will be Star Wars Jedi, and then it will be followed by a completely different title name. Something similar to what we see with Horizon. As you guys know, it's Horizon Zero Dawn, Horizon Forbidden West. We might have the same deal with Jedi Fallen Order, Jedi, Return of the Order. I don't know. Don't put me in charge of making the next game title, or else I will make it something crazy along the lines of Star Wars Jedi Revenge of the Rebo, or Star Wars Jedi, Bosk clashes with Black Chrysanthemum, or something else that is probably stupid and has nothing to do with Jedi. But in any event, guys, this article also comments on things such as what we should expect in this game. I'm not going to get into any details, but that's primarily because no details were leaked in this article. However, there is something akin to a inclination that this game will be featuring some interesting Star Wars characters which were not a part of the first installation of Jedi Fallen Order. However, this article does reassure that some familiar characters will be returning. Hopefully that means that we will be seeing the return of Cal Kestis, whose story was far from its end at the end of Jedi Fallen Order. Right, Nick?
Yeah, I still am just kind of tied up in this title. For me personally, this is a really big change. I don't know how you feel about it, but Star Wars Jedi is just, I don't know, it's kind of an interesting title for a series. I honestly preferred the Fallen Order name. I wish they would have found a way to make Fallen Order work. I think that is a phenomenal name. I just really wish they would have been able to make that be the title for this franchise. Now, when it comes to, I'm just going to call it Fallen Order 2 for the sake of this video, since we don't know what the title is. It is really exciting, like you said, that there is potentially going to be some already pre-existing Star Wars characters that we all know and love show up in this game. That is awesome. Honestly, that's what makes Star Wars so great, is when we just start connecting all of these things together. It's what this franchise really needs more of. So I'm really excited to see that that is what they plan on doing. Now, I just hope, I guess it really hasn't been confirmed. I really hope this remains Cal Kestis' story. I really believe that this is his franchise, and I just hope that they aren't going to try and do something where it's Star Wars Jedi, and then the subtitle is focused on that particular game, where they're focused on a different Jedi, and they kind of run this franchise in a way where this franchise is focused on all of these Jedi that splintered off after Order 66. I really hope this is a continuation of Cal Kestis' story. Now, there's no reason to believe that it's not. There is just nothing that has been set in stone yet, to my understanding, that indicates that this is in fact going to be Cal Kestis' story. So I guess I'm just a little worried, given the fact that it's going to be featuring a new subtitle. Now, obviously, like you said, Horizon Zero Dawn, Horizon Forbidden West, different subtitles, kept that franchise name, kept progressing the same story, same character story. So it's probably an irrational fear, but just something that kind of comes up in the back of my mind when I see a big change coming to the title. So hopefully they do right by Star Wars and do right by these characters.
Yeah, I mean, this article mentions specifically that Jedi Fallen Order 2, well, we know it's not going to be called that, but whatever the sequel is, quote, will feature returning characters from its predecessor, some with larger roles, along with exciting existing Star Wars characters that weren't featured in the first installment. And just like you said, I just want to echo that Cal Kestis, had such a great story. And if they are going to be introducing a new Jedi here, my only hope is that the new Jedi that is featured is just as, if not more interesting than Cal Kestis, and that they somehow use this medium to tie up Cal Kestis' story, whether it be told from an alternate perspective or through his perspective. As long as it's good, I will be, glad to have this game. I will welcome it with open arms if they are having a great story to tell, because that's why we play these games to begin with, is for, the great story that they have to tell. Jedi Fallen Order really did kick things off in the right way, and I'd love for it to go along those same lines.
Yep, I completely agree. All right, guys, let us know down below in the comments what you think of the upcoming Jedi Fallen Order 2. Are you excited for it? What title do you think it will be given? If you could give it a title, what would you give it? Do you think this is as big of a deal as I personally think it is? Probably not. I'm just weird about these kind of things, but nevertheless, we persist. Now, if you are new to the channel, we would love to have you as always, and the way to do that is just go down below this video, hit that little subscribe button and the bell notification right on next to it. It will notify you every single time that Andreas and I upload. Also, we have a Discord server, and we would love for each and every single one of you to join us over there. We have such a great time in our server talking with all of you and just learning more about all of you and your experiences and just getting to know all of you. It's a great time for Andreas and I. The link to join that Discord will be down below in the description. Please consider joining that. It really is a fun time. But I think that is going to do it for us for this one. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, we will see you all next time.